Hi Lassi, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. Sorry, I had just pizza in my mouth. I'm gonna. Mm,
It's the right thing to do. Eating
yeah,
pizza while doing a Metal Pizza podcast episode. I don't
yeah, I
have
thought
pizza
so.
today, but yeah,
Okay, you're with me in spirit with the pizzas.
yeah. So what
Okay,
are you eating? What pizza?
it is actually it's just a frozen pizza this time. I didn't go get anything from a pizzeria. So I think it's salami mozzarella
Yeah,
frozen pizza, but it's good.
yeah,
It's okay,
yeah.
and I'm good. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. A bit busy with interviews and photos. Yesterday I had a gig, so
Oh,
I had
okay.
to work on the photos and yeah, but everything is fine. And this is the first interview of this 2025, so
Right.
I'm so happy because I had a break because I hadn't time during the fall winter
Hmm.
before the end of the year. So I'm happy that now I'm having again the metal pizza
Yeah, going
going
back to
on.
it.
So yeah,
Well, I'm honored to be the first guest
yeah.
of the new year. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So let's talk about your band, Neverfade. Would you
Mhm.
mind to introduce the band, give us some biographical hints, tell something about it?
Sure. So, we're what we like to call a new wave of Finnish heavy metal band, and I can talk about what that means in due time. But so basically, it's pretty much it's an umbrella term for an alliance of bands that we have in Finland, and what Neverfade is was one of the kind of first bands to start using that term, and we are very much traditional heavy metal. In the kind of line of Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, those are my two favorite bands. King Diamond, some power metal put in there as well, Blind Guardian, that sort of stuff. All those kinds of bands that we love to listen to individually. We wanted to make a band that kind of honors that, but with a kind of modern touch, and that's where Never Fate was formed. So the band was formed in 2022. Um, Me and our other guitarist Jesse, and our bass player Gabby, we used to play in a band together, a band called Crimson Day. So we knew each other and have played with each other for years before. And then I had a bit of a break from band activity after I left Crimson Day, and then we wanted to form a new band. I had been writing songs, and Jesse also had been writing songs, and so we decided to put something out as something that together, which then came out to be Never Fade, right? And in 23 we started rehearsing. We found a drummer, Artti, who has since left the band but is playing on the new record that is coming out, and another guitar player, Yuri. So we formed a band and started practicing the songs. So we had quite a bit of backlog of songs that me and Jesse had wrote individually and together, some stuff as well. And then we just selected kind of, okay, let's select 10, 12 tracks that we're going to start rehearsing. And then we rehearsed a few, like let's say, I don't know, 8, 9 songs, give or take, and decided that, okay, well, these work. Let's record a few of these as single releases. Let's start playing shows. We played our first shows last year in February and released our first single, Phantoms in the Wind, in I think March or April. I don't remember the exact date. And yeah, that's where it kind of took off. So we released a few singles last year, played a couple of shows here in Finland, so in Tampere and Helsinki mainly, and we went to the Baltics, play a couple of slots there in Riga and Tallinn, and then yeah, over the summer we recorded the whole album last year, and now it's ready, so it's about to be released at the end of January, an album called Thieves in the Night.
Yeah. So what can you tell about this debut album?
Well, I'm very proud of it. I think we're all very proud of it. It's hard. it is a hard question because we've been playing these songs for 2 years, you know. So it's like, okay, well, I know these songs inside and out. We've been playing these so long, and they're so intimate with me, right? So I'm so it's very hard to try to say, okay, well, you haven't heard any of this. How do I describe this? Like, but if I had to, what I would basically say, I mean, it's an album filled with heavy metal anthems, right? So there's some, I think it starts very strong with some like pretty balls to the wall, no time to breathe, let's just rock and roll kind of heavy metal stuff. We start with a song called Battle Hymn. So, you know, it's just kicks the air out of your stomach straight away. Very much a heavy metal anthem, that one. And then to the middle point of the album, we go a little bit. We have a bit of a room to breathe. So we have some songs. One of the songs, Hourglass Breaking, which was released as a single, and then another song called Bleeding Hearts go very well together there in the kind of middle part of the album to just bring it a more emotional touch to the album. So there's kind of emotional songs, maybe I wouldn't say slow, but maybe a little bit more room to breathe, a little bit more melodic and kind of more emotion triggering. And then to the end, we still get some heavy metal anthems, and then we have a kind of dual track, like a combo there at the end. So we have two songs that are called Voyager and The Horror, which are kind of sci-fi epics. The other one's about the Voyager space probe out there in space as we speak, and the other one is a kind of sci-fi horror story about um, things that lurk in space. So it is a very much kind of a most a heavy metal album in that sense. And if you look at the kind of tracks and I think um, and the track lengths as well, I think we pulled quite a bit of influence from Iron Maiden, for example. So the last song is about 10 minutes long, and it's a kind of epic, and you can hear the Iron Maiden influences there, of course. And we start with kind of the more balls to the wall metal tracks that kind of take you into the album, and yeah, I I'm very proud of it, and I'm sure I hope everybody will who listens to it will love it as well.
Yeah. And so let's wait. It's going to be released on 16th of January or later.
So we're releasing one more single ahead of the album to promote the upcoming album. So a single called "To Blade," which is about the Crusades. So we're gonna release that on the 16th of January,
Okay.
along with a music video. And then the entire album is gonna drop on the last day of January. So 21st of
Okay.
January, we're gonna drop the album. We're also planning on doing a kind of limited edition physical release, so cassette tapes and some CDs, but we're not sure if those will come out of print in time for the 31st. So the digital version will drop in all streaming platforms on the 31st of January, but there will be a limited physical edition as well available. Not vinyl for now, unfortunately, but cassette and CDs.
There is any upcoming tour to promote this album coming?
There is, yes. So we titled the tour Thieves on Tour after the album Thieves in the Night. We're going to start very close after the album is released. So our first gig is in Seinäjoki at Bar 15 on the 8th of February. Then we're playing Suistaklubi in Hämeenlinna on the 21st, um, Tampere in March, and then we're doing a northern leg. So we're going Oulu and Rovaniemi in April, and then Pori in May.
So we
And
will
then
see in May then, if you are
yes,
coming to Pori. Yeah.
you're in Pori. Okay, we'll be
Yeah.
playing at Monto. So I
Yeah.
think it's 16th of May. So you're
Okay. I
welcome
have
to
to
join.
write down. Let me write down in my calendar. I have my calendar
Yeah,
with the gigs. So 16th of May.
I, I'll I can double
Yeah.
check, but I think it is the 16th.
Friday.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah. It's a 2-day event actually. We're doing it. It's a part of the new Wave of Finnish heavy metal thing. So we're doing
Okay.
a kind of 2-day event there. We're playing on the first day, and then there's a brewery involved. So it's a whole thing. I don't actually have the all of the details of the event. I just know that we're playing there. But but yeah, should be a nice weekend if you want to spend your weekend at Monte drinking
Yeah,
good beer and listen to good heavy metal.
yeah. So I think that that weekend I will have some work to do, photos and
Yeah,
interviews.
for sure,
That
for
sounds
sure.
amazing. Yeah. What does inspire you to write music?
Ah, difficult question. Well, I mean, I've played music my whole life and written songs my whole life, so it kind of comes to that there are times when I don't write, and then there's times that I do write. And what I've found, it is very hard to force things to come out when it's one of those periods when you don't just write. So you can if you just really get into it, but I think it's more natural. It goes in cycles, right? Right now I am not in writing mode, but I was last month. So, and then what happens is, it depends. I was reading a book last month, and then I thought, well, this I really want to make a song about this book. So then that kind of influenced the song, how it turned out. I haven't even written the lyrics yet. I only wrote the song, but it kind of came out of the feelings that I had reading the book and all of this. And sometimes I just, read about something cool from history or something like this, and I feel, okay, well, I want to write something about that and that. I have a list, I think, 10,000 topics long in my phone that it's just I put in, like, okay, well, that's a cool topic. I'm gonna write a song about that, and then what that kind of gives me the inspiration of start writing a song when I'm in songwriting mode. Um, and then the lyrics come very naturally once you've kind of written the song to be about a specific subject. Then it's just easy to kind of put the lyrics on top of the music, I think. So that's kind of my process, and yeah, it comes and goes.
Yeah, yeah. And let's get back to the gigs
Hmm.
because I want to ask you how was to play for the first time on the stage and how the audience received you.
So, well, our first time was actually a really good gig. So we played in Tampere, a place called Varjobari, for our first show, and it was kind of funny because we were in good shape because we've already been practicing for a year or so, and but we hadn't played live, so of course it comes with a live element. But most of the guys in the band had previous experience of doing live shows and all of this, but not together. But so we knew the songs were going to be fine, but we didn't know how we were going to act on stage. So it was a little bit awkward, right? So we hadn't kind of figured out what's the dynamic on stage, but it was fun, and it was a really nice show. I think since then, like, we've kind of honed into, like, it needs to be kind of live, but there needs to be some sorts of rehearsed things that kind of grab your attention. So for example, the Blade song, Blade Part 1, that we're releasing on the 16th as a single, it's about the Crusades. So we have a intro only live, kind of an intro track from the movie Kingdom of Heaven. There's a quick track, uh, maybe a minute long, during which I run backstage and I put on a Crusaders outfit and a sword, and then I run back and do these kind of fantastical and theatrical elements. We've kind of um, learned how to work together on stage to kind of make it look like that we play in the same band and we're playing the same song. People are doing the same stuff, and that sort of thing. So it's more of an unified thing. It's more of a unit now than just five guys playing the same song, right? Doing their own thing. And I think that's what we've learned last year, during our shows, thinking about, okay, in this song it would be nice to do this, so we all do this kind of thing, and that looks great to the audience, and okay, well, in this song Jesse has a really good solo, so let's give him some space in front of the stage and let the rest of the guys kind of take a step back, and that sort of thing. Those are the things that we've learned over the past year, and I'm sure we will learn more, and we will bring in more kind of eye-catching stuff into our show during the tour, and unfortunately, the venues are not big enough for pyro effects yet, so we can't. We will play. Otherwise, we would burn the places down. But yeah, it's a really good, energetic show that we put on. Very much theatrics and fantastical stuff, and very creeping. And my kind of hero has always been Bruce Dickinson, so I try to emulate the things that he does on stage to kind of to a point that he's always been a great showman and can grip the audience. So I've always wanted to tap into that same kind of feeling and same kind of energy.
Yeah, yeah. So you told about the sword that you that you got to the stage with the sword. So
Mm.
it's a real one or
No, it's a plastic one. I've been trying to find a better one because it's seen maybe 10 shows, that sword, so it's starting to be kind of fall apart. So I'm trying to find, but also, I do all kinds of funny stuff with it. Fence with the guitarists and all of that. So if
yeah.
it's a
So
real
it
sword,
cannot be a real
yeah,
one.
no, I've gotten a few times I've gotten feedback from our guitarists that don't hit me so hard. I know it's plastic, but it hurts if you hit me like to the head with it. So if it was a real sword, I don't think I would be in the band anymore, or we would, you know,
A guitarist without finger.
yeah, yeah, it's not great. Or if cut off the neck of the guitar in the middle of the set, that's not
Yeah, yeah.
probably the best.
Not something that someone wants really.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I want to know more about this new wave of Finnish heavy metal alliance. So
Hmm.
you are one of the band. You are the one that start this thing. Am I right?
Yes. So what we did, or I had the idea last year, and then very soon after that, I pulled in some folks that I knew could help me with this and would be interested in it. So the kind of idea was that because in Finland we have so many good metal bands, right? So many good bands that no one's ever heard of, or don't get their time of day. And I wanted to start something that would kind of give the chance for bands in Finland to get to know each other and help each other, and to also, there's strength in numbers. So when you have this sort of a concept and you have this sort of a thing that's you know something new and but still something old and is clearly communicated, then it's easier to bring it to the masses as well, I think. So the idea was that we would just kind of form a movement or an alliance of sorts with like-minded bands that play um, sort of kind of in the same genre, give or take. So kind of traditional side of heavy metal and that sort of like who take influences from the same bands, and not all the bands of course sound the same, but the kind of idea is that we have a alliance of bands that if you go see a new wave of Finnish heavy metal night live, then you know what to expect. Okay, it's gonna be kind of heavy metal. It's gonna be, you know, in the line of okay, I saw Neverfade last month. If I go to a show that is other bands, at least I'm not gonna be disappointed because I know what to expect, right?
Yeah.
And so what we did, so what I did, I contacted a few bands that I knew, um, asked them if they thought it was a good idea. They did. So we pulled in some bands. Then um, one of our alliance members, Ratbreed from Helsinki. So their vocalist Jasmine started to work more closely with me on the kind of concepts and all of this, and she's actually taken over quite a bit of the day to days and all of this. So she's kind of leading this project from practical sense now, and she's doing an amazing job. So there's many sides to the movement. So the main thing, I think, at least in my opinion, is having these concept nights, new wave of Finnish heavy metal nights, like we had. I think we had three last year, two or three last year, and we're the gig that we're playing in Suistaklubi on the 21st of February in Hämeenlinna. That is a new wave of Finnish heavy metal night. So it's three bands from the movement: Barrel, us, and Sotakone. Um, and we're doing more and more of those over this year. We're also looking at some international kind of stuff that might be next year that we go to Stockholm with two bands, and then some bands come here, and we do kind of an exchange program, or Finland versus Sweden kind of gimmick. We're doing something I can't really speak about too much right now, but it's an exciting private show, acoustic private show that we're doing in Vienna this month.
Okay.
We will be able to talk about it after the fact, but right now I can't really say any more. Um, they told us not to, and then yeah, we're just trying to help bands get more recognition, more get a platform to be on stage with other bands, network with other bands. It's even if it's not a new wave of Finnish heavy metal evening like what we're doing in Oulu on our tour. There's a band from Oulu Steel Systems that is part of the alliance, so we asked them, hey, do you know any venues, would you like to play with us? And it's just um, makes things easier, makes things it's when you collaborate with bands, we are all in this together rather than just competing against each other. I think it's a great thing that we're doing, and I'm very much happy that we get new bands all the time asking us, hey, can we be a part of this as well? And we are open for new bands, of course. So hopefully it takes off, and yeah, just that was kind of the background, and that's where we're headed. And
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I think Yasmin would be also someone if you talk to Radbreed and Yasmin, she can also tell you a little bit more about what she's doing in a practical sense and all of this, because she's
yeah,
kind of leading all of our um, collaborations with um, different different parties. So yeah.
yeah. It sounds great, and I think that the band should never battle each other. So I think that uh, there should be collaboration between bands. Um, I don't know about in Finland. In Finland, it seems that the band more or less like to collaborate. There is not uh, this nasty things going on. But in Italy, I ha- I have heard that it's not that nice the situation, and
Yeah,
it's a bit more difficult, and they like to compare to each other. So
that's too
so
bad because I
that's a bad thing, because in the metal community we should help each others, and work together to keep alive the metal music.
absolutely. And I mean, because music is a communal thing, and it's a thing that people do together. Um, and enjoy together, going to live shows, playing together, all of this. And I think it's just if you have a kind of an idea that, hey, why is that band succeeding and I'm not, they must they suck or something. That's just the wrong attitude to have.
Yeah,
Be glad that someone is playing more shows, because then if you and um be just go talk to them, build your network and your community. That only brings good things, right?
yeah, yeah,
If
that's true.
someone comes to me and says, hey, you were amazing, can we play with you next time you're in town? Yeah, of course, let's make it happen. That's yeah, it's just a no brainer for me, so I just can't
Mm. Yeah,
understand
yeah,
that why some people
yeah.
wouldn't do that. But that's not how it is in the movement. So that the
Yeah,
whole movement
yeah,
is about lifting each other up in
that's
new
important.
wave.
Let's see the question. Um, I know what the question was. I have to go to the post. It's not a serious one. It's not
Okay.
about the band. It's my friend Toni Tervonen that asked in Finnish, kuuluuko vihreät kullat pizzan?
No, they don't.
So for those that don't know, those vihreä kullat are those green
It's like marmalade,
candy
isn't it?
marmalade. It's pear. Is it pear? I don't know. They don't taste good, in my opinion.
I like them, but I can eat one of them, and then afterwards, then you're like
Done.
don't done. Yeah. And if you would put them in a pizza, I don't. Well, I haven't tried, so actually I don't know. I'm not willing to try either. So
I was thinking that you are going to try after, but
yeah,
no.
if someone gave me a pizza with them, I would maybe have a taste, but I'm not gonna go like out of my way to create
I
that
think that it's
abomination.
not going to taste good because
No.
yeah, no candy on the pizza, except if it's a sweet pizza. So if it's like the base of the pizza, and then there is maybe Nutella and
Yeah.
some whipped cream and then some candy. Yeah, you are going to eat a small slice because otherwise it's too much. But
Yeah.
it's something that can be, but the regular pizza, no.
No, I don't. I wouldn't think so. I'm not even that into kind of sweet pizzas either. I've maybe
Yeah,
tasted a couple of times, but yeah, in my mind, pizza is a main dish, right? So
true, true.
it's not dessert. So
But let's get back to more serious stuff.
all right.
When did you start singing?
Ah, a long time ago. I think I was 12 years old. Even before that, I
Okay.
think I got my first guitar when I was 10. Um, so I started as a guitarist, and yeah, so I got my first guitar for Christmas when I was 10 or 11, I think. I wanted drums, and then I got a guitar because no parent is gonna. Very few parents are gonna give the kid. I want to start playing drums. Okay, no, but I'm glad that I did. So and then maybe I think we formed our first kind of band when I was on sixth grade. Um, and I was the kind of guitar player and the singer. There wasn't too many musicians. I'm from a smaller town called Toijala, next to Tampere, and weren't too many musicians in the school. So or kids who played any instruments. Um, but we started a band playing, just covers of I don't know Neil Young, Black Sabbath, that sort of thing, which is a weird thing for 12-year-olds to play. you know,
Yeah,
in 2004. Um, but um, but it was fun. We started writing our own songs pretty much immediately. We were all huge Iron Maiden fans, but and then yeah, I mean it's just basically it was a natural thing for me to then become the singer and in on top of the guitar playing. Um, but the switch from being a guitarist and singer to just lead singer was in my early 20s when I joined Crimson Day, and they were looking for a singer to to replace the old one who left, Valtteri, who is actually in a new band called Barrel, who are part of the Alliance. So Circus Hall and Crimson Day is also part of the Alliance. But yeah, that's when I kind of didn't want to take the guitar up anymore. I just wanted to be a lead singer, and I've done that ever since. So I still play guitar, uh, very like it's still a passion for me, but on stage, I think my strength is being the front man and the lead singer.
yeah, yeah. And how did you get into metal music?
This I know. I know I remember very vividly. Um, so I think I was maybe 10 years old. Um, by that time, I was listening to Eminem, but I also liked Bon Jovi quite a bit. That's not metal music, but and then I remember, so we used to skateboard at this skate park in our town, and it was a summer's day. I don't remember which day, but obviously, I mean, summer break, we were skateboarding at the park, and then there were these adult guys was skateboarding at the park as well. They came with their car, and they had their car doors all open, and the car stereo was cranked up so that they could, hear the music while they skateboarded. And then the Trooper by Iron Maiden came from the car, and I was just like, it was like hypnotized. It was like something happened in my brain. I had never heard anything like that. It was like, what is this? And this is the best thing I've ever heard in my life. How can someone make this? I had to go ask them, what is this? I've never heard this, and they told me it's Iron Maiden. And I was, at the time, I actually my dad owned a record store, or he sold records and video games. So then when I saw my dad, I was like, Dad, have you heard of this band? It's called Iron Maiden. And he was like, Yeah, I've heard of Iron Maiden. Why? And I was like, I want the record. And he was like, you like Eminem and Bon Jovi? Like, what is this coming from? Yeah, and that was that's where it started. And then slowly getting into all of the Maiden records, then Judas Priest, and then it took off from there. So, but yeah, that's the point where I fell in love with metal.
So the first album was the first metal album that you both was Iron Maiden.
Yeah, I think it was Edward the Great, the compilation album.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. But it's fun thinking as kid. Uh, Usually you listen whatever it's on the radio.
Yeah,
Back in time on the TV. Nowadays there is not anymore those TV channels like
yeah, MTV or
MTV,
something. Yeah,
and yeah. Then in every country there was another, at least one more channel. But I remember that I was listening, for example, quite a lot of pop kind of stuff. Those that are basic, that even if back in time everybody was like, I don't like it, still, if the song is played, people start to sing, like,
yeah,
uh, Backstreet Boys, Britney
yeah.
Spears, those stuff. The not that much of quality music,
Well, I
but
mean, yeah, I would. There's nothing wrong with Actually, Backstreet Boys is great. Like, and I love different
I
kinds of
still listening
music.
to
But
them.
yeah,
But if we think
but
about
yeah,
the drum is always the same in every
yeah,
song. For example, when it comes to voices, they are good. We
yeah,
cannot say that they are not good. Then it depends on what you are looking for. And the songs, yeah, you know, they are big hits. So yeah.
yeah.
But then at the same time, after I realized, I was listening to something that was more rock and something also metal, but I didn't know. I didn't, because for me music was music. It was not like different
Genres.
genre. Now
Yeah,
now I know, of course, but back then I didn't know. I was just okay enjoying this. For example, my first gig was Blink 182,
hmm?
but the opening act was Deftones.
Yeah,
So my first gig ever was Defton at the end. I didn't know, but then listening to Evanescence and Linkin Park and I cannot remember. Damn it! But yeah, so many other bands. Then okay, POD, Limp Bizkit.
yeah,
So nu metal kind of stuff. But I didn't know that it was metal.
yeah.
But
It's just, I mean, those were in the radio, and those were really popular. I remember In the
yeah,
End being the biggest thing in the world when I was like in sixth grade or something like this, or whatever. I mean, and I like that song as well. I still do. It's a great song,
Yeah,
but it wasn't like, okay, well, I think the same as you. It's like, okay, well, I can listen to it, but I don't really differentiate. It's just music is music, and
categorize.
then yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. But talking about the gigs, what was your first metal or rock gigs that you attend?
Um, Let me think. I think I played my first show before I actually went to see any shows, because I
Okay.
we played um, at our kind of school spring, kind of the spring school is over party, or the whatever, at the end of the school year when I was 12. We played like Black Sabbath and stuff for all the school and the parents. Um, but I think that same year, that same summer, I then went to see Iron Maiden, and that was the first actual show that I've been to. I think I saw, maybe I've seen like some Suomi rock band like TikTok, when I was 10, but I don't know if I would call that going to like a concert. I saw them, but like
Yeah,
I didn't really understand that that was a thing, you know. But I think, Iron Maiden was the first one. I think it was 2005 or 2004, something like this. Um, I think so. I'm I can't be sure, but I'm fairly certain that that's what it is.
yeah,
I was in Helsinki at Hartwall Arena, I think.
yeah. And thinking about the bands that you have seen live, which one is or was the best show that you saw?
Well, I think Maiden's always been good, and I've rarely seen bad shows by Maiden. I've seen them, I think, 7 or 8 times,
Okay.
and I'm seeing them twice this year. I'm going to see them in Helsinki and in Germany. So I think Maiden always stands out. I think the best one was the Somewhere Back in Time tour. Maybe that was, I think, 2008 or 2010. I'm not sure, but that was maybe the standout tour that I will always remember as one of the best shows. I saw Judas Priest last year in Krakow, and that just blew me away. That was unbelievably good. And some like weirder stuff I've seen, or not weirder, but like something not so huge. I remember seeing this band. I don't know if you've heard this band called Stone Statues.
Yes.
So I saw them in Rockfest a few years back, and I had never like heard a song from them or had no idea who they were. And we saw them, and they were just unbelievable. They were so good. Like the energy coming off on the stage and everything, they were so amazing. Just
Yeah, they
really,
are very
really
good.
good.
Yeah, I'm agree. I have seen them, I think, two times, and yeah, they are very good, and they are young also. So
Yeah, and
they
actually,
have all the time I had to become a very big name
yeah,
in Europe.
yeah. And funny fact, I just learned this actually, is that two of the guys from Stone Statues are from Toijala, which is where I'm from, but obviously different generation. But so it seems that that town produces great musicians.
So it
Uh,
seems.
just tooting my own horn. But and then I mean I saw Maija Vilkkuma with my mom in at the Nokia Arena just last year. That was great, and I've also seen PMMP, the pop duo, before they took the kind of hiatus. I haven't seen them with their new comeback stuff. I was supposed to, but then I couldn't go see them. But I saw them when they weren't like pulling stadiums. I saw them in like this really small club in Valkeakoski in like, I don't know, 12 years ago or something.
I think that I saw them in Mikkeli at Jurassic Rock,
Yeah,
2012 maybe.
yeah, and
Oh
they're
well,
always,
no, it was 2011 maybe. Well, can't remember.
but they're good. I mean, that
Yeah.
that kind of show stands out. And then if I think of one more, like from the smaller scale, um, we saw or we played in Tampere at Bar Kotelo last year, and it was an event called Full Moon Fusmas, which is driven by this band called Wizards of Hazard from Jyväskylä, which are they're really good, like this kind of doomish stuff. And the headliner for that day was a band called Monster Notes, and they were unbelievably good. They were so amazing, just unbelievably good energy on stage, and just really, really, really good. So yeah, I mean, and I think there's probably a million other bands that I have yet to see that will blow my socks off, but yeah, those are a few.
Yeah. It's quite interesting for me to go to see smaller band. Of course, they are all from Finland because, yeah, if I'm going to see them in Pori, there
Yeah,
are not going to be foreigner. But yeah, so a lot of smaller or underground, if we want to call Finnish band that on the stage are sometimes better than bigger names. So
yeah,
it's quite interesting, and it's. I was talking yesterday with another photographer that when I'm going to take photos, it's not about the artist himself. I can enjoy a band for sure, but if on the stage there is an artist, also not metal, but it's the stage energy, the stage presence is great, then I'm enjoying it. I can put a name out is Olavi Usivirta. I
yeah.
don't listen to his music. I don't
He's
know
great
his songs,
live.
but on the stage, it's so fun. So
Yeah,
it's really something that I like to go and take photos of. So it's when an artist is able to put off the energy on the stage and make a great show, and I don't mean that there is needed to a lot of stuff on the
yeah,
stage, because one person can be enough if can fill the stage with its energy. So yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, there are a lot of smaller bands that should go around the world to play
yeah.
because they deserve. So it's always nice to go and see. Yesterday it was a great evening, and I enjoyed the gig.
Yeah.
So looking for more and more bands to see and enjoy, and see how much energy they can
So,
share with the audience.
and I think sometimes, it benefits from having a smaller, more intimate space, right? So
Yeah,
being on stage, if the well, not like I have played many, bigger stages, but I've played like a couple of bigger things in the past, and I think when it's in more of an like if the space is a bit more intimate, and that's also I think true when you go see a band, if the space is a little bit more intimate, right, and it's not an arena, um, then it it's easier to connect for the band and the audience to connect, and to
yeah,
if the band is good, right, if the artist or the band is good and know what they're doing, it's easier to connect with your audience. And I think that then makes the gig a little bit more memorable, and pulls people in the moment. Like I saw Bruce Dickinson on his solo tour last year, and I went to see them in Tallinn at Nobles Neri, which is I think it's like 1,500 tickets or like less than that. And I'm used to seeing him play stadiums and this with Iron Maiden. So it was a completely different experience when he was right there, and it's this intimate space and all of at the stage isn't there's no Eddie coming from, you know, a huge puppet coming there and none of these huge pyros and huge stuff. It was just them playing on a more intimate setting, and I think that was unbelievably good. And it's just a way different experience than going to see Iron Maiden. So
Yeah,
it
yeah,
has an effect, I think.
yeah. Also, I remember talking with some bigger artists, and yeah, a lot of them likes to do acoustic show to be
Hmm.
more intimate because it's different. The energy is different. Of course, in a smaller place, you can see the people faces.
Yeah,
Uh, in a big arena or festival, you are not seeing the people. You are seeing, but it's not that close. So
yeah,
yeah, it makes sense
yeah.
that it's different. Yeah, but let's get to my jar of
All right.
random topics, and let's see what we are picking today. First one is sport.
Okay.
No one can see that, but
Uh,
yeah. So, are you into sport?
Not too much. I mean, just exercise for my own sake, but I'm not kind of a sports fan, not too much.
Yeah,
Um, I watch the big events. I don't watch the Finnish National Ice Hockey League at all. I have a favorite team, but I don't even know how they're doing. So I do watch some football sometimes. I have my best friend and my brother. They're very much into Manchester United, and so we've actually been there to see a Manchester United game in England. But I'm not that into it. That's the team I support. But no, I'm more into um, yeah. If there's a big event, if there's the World Cup for football or the European Cup, then I'll watch some games. I'll
yeah, yeah,
usually root for Germany and hope they win or something like this. But not too much of a sports guy.
yeah.
And yourself, are you an asset person then, since you're
Oh
into
well,
football?
no. Actually, I have never been to watch any OK game.
No.
And the people always tell me that I should go, that I should be ashamed living 11 years in Finland and never being to see any OK game, in particular being close to Pori, and you know, people are so much into Assat that
Yeah.
I have a fun story about Assat. Um, I'm a physiotherapist, and before I I can before I was already a
Yeah,
physiotherapist,
graduated. Yeah.
still a student. I was working. It was a few months before the end of the study, and I was doing substitution for another physiotherapist in a elderly house, and she had a student. So when she was away, I had the student, and I was talking with this guy, and and he was 2 years older than me. So I asked him, so before studying physiotherapy, what you did? I played hockey. Oh, okay. So professionally, yeah. But then someone told me that he was the captain of Assat when they
Oh,
won the whole thing. So okay, I didn't know,
that's
but
great.
maybe it was better like this for him that I didn't know.
Yeah,
So
probably refreshing.
great guy, and I think that he's doing great as a physiotherapist. I think now he's the Assat physiotherapist or
Okay.
something like this. So yeah, but that
Yeah.
was the story. But I'm in kind of into sport, but just into my sport, that
Yeah.
artistic gymnastic.
Okay.
It's what I did from when I was 6 to 19, and then here in Pori, I'm still a coach, but I'm not. I don't have that much time, so I'm going sometimes.
Okay.
And
That's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. So, but I would like to be more active, but my body is saying you are getting old, so no.
Yeah,
It's now 1 year that I'm dealing with a knee problem, and even the orthopedic doctor told me that you know better than me what to do. Okay.
yeah,
Thank you for your advice, but yeah, try to stay fit somehow, because in a bit more than 1 year I'm 40, so yeah. When you are close to 40, then your body is start to getting some issue.
yeah. I mean, I get that. It's actually my birthday today.
Oh,
Uh,
happy
I'm,
birthday.
Thank you, and I'm 33 today, and I can definitely tell it's not 23 anymore. So yeah, I went to the gym on Thursday, and then I helped a friend move yesterday, and it's been a difficult day today. Yeah,
Yeah, that's why it's important to keep up, try to
yeah,
exercise, but also listening to your body, because
yeah,
it's important to take care of
yeah. Giving it the rest they
ourselves.
need, and yeah, my
Yeah,
my father used to be a kind of competing weightlifter, or we are doing weightlifting, so and I've done weightlifting like all my adult life, and just not in a competitive way,
yeah,
but as a kind of a hobby. So, and that's something that's very important to, when you put your, and not bodybuilding, but like weightlifting, and
yeah,
trying to get as much weight as you can off the ground, or something like this. That is very, very, very important to
yeah,
listen to
yeah,
your body, and not overdo it. I think he's had
yeah,
like
yeah.
several surgeries because his back's being all fucked up, and or knees being terrible or something.
When we talk about competitive athletes, in particular elite level, we are not talking about healthy people.
Yeah, yeah,
Because when you are so much big as an athlete, or you are so much invest into it, um, you think more to the result than to your well-being.
hmm
It's uh, it's something that may seems crazy, but if someone has been an athlete, understand that's the time. And then if injury is part of the life, because even if
yeah,
you don't do anything, you are going to get some injuries at some point in your life. Maybe there are few people that are maybe lucky, and they never will experience anything, and they will die later in life without any issue. But
yeah. I
most
think
of
it's
us not.
yeah. If you think if you're gonna be like putting your body through extreme like physical activities, and doing pushing it to the limit of what it can do, and you think you're not gonna hurt yourself, you got another thing coming. Like, of course that's gonna, if you're trying to push the boundaries of your body, that sometimes those, the body doesn't agree, and then it, something that's just normal. And yeah, I'm lucky that I don't, well, I'm lucky that this is not something I have to really care.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
need to be able to jump around on stage and not
yeah.
break my
And
legs
being on the
falling off a
stage
monitor.
is actually a endurance performance.
Yeah, it is.
So
One of the reasons I want to stay in at least moderate shape, because if you come see our show, if you come see Neverfade, you'll know what I mean. Because like, I'm not one of I'm not a person who's like, some singers can hold a presence, and hold it by just staying in one place, and that's some people's style, and that's fine. I mean, when you see someone do that really well, it's really engaging. When they just stay in one place, Ville Valo, for example, from him, um, never kind of moved around on stage. He just stayed in one place, but he was, that still very much charismatic, and really, good showman. I'm kind of the opposite, so I like to run around on stage. I like to go to that side and engage with the audience there, and go to that side and engage with the audience there, and jump around and hit the drums and do stuff like this. Be always on the move, and it's really really taxing. It's a full body workout. After that,
Yeah.
it's just sweating. Plus, I have 3 costume changes during a show, so
Okay.
just
A
have
lot
to
of
change.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I had to swing around an actual sword, I don't think I could make it. It has to
Yeah.
be a plastic sword.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
let's pick another.
let's do it.
Let's see. School. So, talking about school and when you were a kid, were you a
Hmm.
good student?
I think I was. Um, I was interested in school, not on every topic, but I wasn't the best one, but I absolutely wasn't the worst one. I think I was a good student. I wasn't too. I wasn't a bully, or I wasn't the clown in the classroom. So I think it is all also different when you go through different stages in life. You find different things more interesting, right? So in elementary school, or from 7th to 9th grade, um, it was different. Like when I was in then, what is it in English? Is it high school, or what is it in Finland?
Yeah.
After you go from ninth, either you go to vocational school or you go to
Yeah.
gymnasium.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
High
that.
school, I think it's.
Uh, and in there, I was more interested in history and theology and
Okay.
philosophy and those kinds of things, and not really the um, physics or that sort of thing. So on those then subjects, it was just a race to start, just to try and get past these courses. But I think I've always been a good student. If the teacher is okay, if they don't suck at teaching, and then if the subjects are not unbelievably boring,
Hard.
then
Yeah.
yeah, or hard. Yeah, I'm not good at math, so math always
Everything
just
can be interesting if there is the right teacher. It depends
true.
how the topic is present, I think. I think that I had a lot of very boring teachers. Um, but study in Italy is quite different than study in Finland. So
Yeah,
it, and I was a very bad student, but it was because I was not listening. I
yeah,
don't know what they were talking about because I was in my world. I was this kind of dreamer kid. So
yeah,
for me there was a sport, and I was like I would like to stay all the day in the gym, and I was not caring about anything else. I like as a I had music, poetry, art, and physical education. Those
yeah,
were my the one that I was good in.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. I think for me it was history, and well, I mean, like lower level maths were easy. At some point, it just got too hard. Like I was good at math and physics and chemistry up until a point, and then my brain was like, "Oh no, not anymore. This is too difficult." Like below that, I was really good. I could understand it, and then if it goes above a certain threshold, it's like, "No, no, can't do it." But like, yeah, music, of course. But I never got anything really out of music classes and that's fine because you have to, if you're a music teacher, right, you have to kind of try to teach the whole class. You can't just go, well, we have 4 musicians here, let's let them play and the rest of you just listen. That's not fair to anyone,
yeah,
in the class. So for me it was kind of boring because we had to go with the pace of the entire class in music. But I think still one of my favorite subjects as well. And then yeah, I mean, it's always about the teacher, I think. And then I think, I don't know if it's changing, I have no idea, but I think the kind of idea that everybody is the same and can learn the same way, I think is a little bit
it's wrong.
dumb. That
Yeah,
okay, you can
yeah,
just put 20 kids in a classroom and everybody sits down quietly and listens and everybody learns the same. No, that's not how humans work. So I don't know how it should be, but I know that doesn't mean that if you, you know, if that's not the correct way of learning for you, then you're stupid. No, that's not it.
Mm.
So it's just that you learn in some other way, right?
Yeah, you know, since I'm one of those that learn doing things mostly. I'm not learning listening. I need to try to do,
Yeah,
then I learn. Uh, but the school system, for example, in Italy, is just listening and listening
yeah,
and listening and listening, and it's just theoretical, and that's wrong. It doesn't work with me.
yeah,
And I remember some teacher when I was in elementary school, I think, telling my mom that I'm not going to do nothing in my life, pretty
yeah.
much.
Nice
And
cliche.
actually, I think that from the my group, from the class, I'm one of the most successful. So it doesn't mean anything. Also, when you are a kid and when you are
Mm.
adult, it's different. And yeah, I I must say, I'm happy to show that
Yeah,
even if you as kid you are not good at school, you can still make a lot of great things in life. So
yeah.
that's
And success
the best
comes,
thing.
success comes in different forms, right? So
Mm.
like for someone, it's measured differently than to others, and yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just weird that you're expected to be this, you know, super student, and then you know, go and study this very difficult subject and become a doctor, or you know, physician or doctor or something. Like, okay, well then, no, why would, no, everybody can't be that, so
Yeah,
why would
yeah,
you expect everybody to be at the same level in school? People have different interests and all of this, so
yeah.
don't know, but yeah, I think in university it was, I went to appliance business school, the uh, what's it called?
It's
Well, I have a bachelor's
maybe a
in
bachelor
business
degree.
administration. Yeah, yeah,
It's yeah, University of
EA.
Applied Science.
Yeah, and I think that was good for me as well because it was a lot of doing like in a group project stuff and doing with actual companies in the field and doing this, and
Yeah.
then
What was your degree?
a bachelor of business administration. So
Okay.
and I had a kind of focus on marketing and project management. And yeah, I like that because then you got to do real projects and real stuff for real companies, and work together with your classmates and learn by reading, and you know, all of this, like, and applying that straight away to your thing. So if you had to be able to do something, you had to go find out. Maybe the teachers would say, okay, well, look into this and this and this, but they wouldn't tell you just do this. They would say, well, you can find what to do if you go research these sources, and then you have to learn it and then apply it yourself. And I think that's a really good way of learning
Yeah,
as
I
well.
think that
So
it's a very good in Finland how the university. So first, everybody can go to study at whatever age. So when you are after 18, that you did the basic school, you can apply and try to get into whatever degree. Pretty much, there is not a age limit, and it's something great because in Italy, after 25, you are old pretty much, and you are not going to study anymore. But
all right.
I went to study physiotherapy. Wait, I was 32, maybe. I can't remember anymore. So I was like, yeah, let's try. And I really like how um, it was a good way to learning for me because it was a bit of everything. It was the listening, it was doing things, a lot of
Yeah,
hands on, and also doing all those researching for yourself, find things. I think
yeah,
that it makes the brain work,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's very important. And I know that in many countries it's just pure theory.
yeah.
So that's yeah, theory is important because whatever you do, you need to do with you know with ba- for example, when it comes to physiotherapy, you need evidence base. You
Hmm.
cannot just just
Yeah,
random thing, but s- still the way of learning in Finland
yeah,
at university is great in my opinion, and I support that.
that's good. How long have you been in Finland then? If you grew up in Italy?
11 years.
Okay,
Yeah,
all in
so
Pori
it's small.
or
Actually,
close by? Yeah, yeah.
actually, yes. Well, I live in Ulvila.
Okay,
That
yeah,
is,
yeah, close
I
by.
live from at 8 kilometers from the center of Pori.
Mhm.
That's pretty much. But yeah, I moved
Okay,
to Pori, and the idea was to move to Tampere, but yeah, then it happened to find work here, and here I am
yeah.
after 11 years. But yeah, that's how it went.
I think our guitarist Yuri's roots, or kind of, he's from around there, some not necessarily from Pori, but I think from a close by smaller town. Not
Okay,
sure which one, but
yeah,
he,
but from
he's
Satakunta.
from, yeah, from that area, I think. Yeah, if I remember correctly.
Okay, so for him it will be more easy to play in Pori.
Yeah, it will be like coming home, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But let's talk about the most important thing in the world,
Yeah,
pizza.
let's.
So
What do you want to know? Except that
I
I don't
want
like
to
sweet pizza.
know, I want to know, do you like pizza? Yes, of course you like.
Of course, who I just, if I ever meet a person who says I don't like pizza, I'm not gonna trust them.
Yeah.
Like that's
What
not a
kind of
person.
person should be a
I don't
serial
think it's a person. It has to
serial
be
killer?
either like a alien in disguise, or you know
Yeah.
some sort of a weird. Now there's gonna be someone in the audience who's gonna be upset, because they don't like pizza, and then I just call them an alien, or you call them serial killers.
Maybe
But
they are and they don't know.
yeah, could be. That could be the sign. But yeah, I do love pizza. I I, I try not to eat it too much because it's not the healthiest food in the world. But I do love it. We usually order koti pizza if we want some for ourselves at home with my wife. But and there's yeah, I you're gonna ask me what my favorite pizza is, aren't you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Mm, let me think. So let's say it this way: if I go to a restaurant I've never been to before, like a pizzeria, if they have a diavola on the menu, I will take that. That's usually what I'll take.
Yeah, so a good classic one.
Yeah. Um, if I'm in Italy, then I'll just go with a margarita
Mm.
usually, or maybe have some what's it called, the ham, the very thin, like
Prosciutto.
prosciutto. Yeah, yeah, that one. Maybe if they have the option of having that on top, then that. But yeah, and yeah, then if we order some, I don't know. I mean, then it's kind of, if I don't have a diavola, then it's just whatever I feel like at that point. Not pineapple though. That pineapple is not.
Okay.
I don't think
So the
it's.
question was coming, does
Yeah.
pineapple belong to pizza?
My political answer or diplomatic answer would be, if you feel like it does, then it does, right? So who am I to say what your tastes are? So um, I don't care for it. I also won't vomit if you give me a pizza with pineapple on it. So everybody can live their life as they want, as long as they're not hurting anyone. Except I think a few Italians might, you know, be hurt
I
a little bit
always
in their
say
souls.
that if someone wants to put pineapple on their pizza, it's okay if it's not on my pizza.
Yeah,
I actually was at some friend place and they did the pizza and there was pineapple. I just take it away
yeah,
and eat the pizza without the pineapple. It's not my thing, but if
yeah,
someone likes, their choice.
yeah. It's not vihreä kuula really. Like that's
Yeah,
that's objectively you can say that no, it doesn't belong. Like anyone who does that and likes that is in the same level of the person who doesn't like pizza. They're similarly weird. Like maybe even more weird. But yeah, pineapple, that's fine. I mean, yeah, not my first choice, not what I would necessarily take for myself, but if you want to have it, then fucking go for it, you
Yeah.
know.
Where did you eat the best pizza ever?
I think Italy, in Sicily, I
Okay.
think. We were
Okay.
there a few years ago on vacation. I can't, I think Sicily, Naples also had, I've been to Naples, they also had really good pizza. It wasn't in Naples, it was a little bit off to the side. But yeah, I think those probably are one of the best. And then here in Tampere, we have two really good ones. We have Sitco Pizzeria, which is really good. And then we have a pizzeria called Don Franco, which is also really good.
Okay. Good to
Uh,
know.
so if you're ever here, Don Franco is, well, they're both in the city center. It's just different sides of the city center. So
Yeah.
Don Franco is really close to the train station, and then Sitco is on the other side of the city center. Those are really good. Sitco is kind of an artisan, more of a um, experimental stuff. So it's not really like an Italian restaurant. It's strictly a pizzeria, and it's more experimental things and very
Okay.
interesting stuff. And then Don Franco is a very kind of classical Italian restaurant. So
Yeah. Yeah. What pizza, if Neverfade will be a pizza, what pizza would it be?
well,
What topics will be on Neverfade pizza?
oh god. Now I'm gonna speak with the whole band, and when they see this, they're gonna be like, "Why did you say that? That's stupid." I would have to consult with the band because I'm not the person who gets to decide this. But if it was me deciding a never fade pizza, it would have to have something. Cause our kind of the theme color is kind of purple or this deep purple or violet, so it would have to be like I don't know, black olives or something that kind of or um eggplant or
Mhm.
something like this that is kind of in the same um, vein of the coloring. And then um, god damn it, what says like I don't know, fuck, this is too difficult. I've never had to
This
have
is the most
this.
difficult question ever.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Well, let's say mozzarella cheese, eggplant, and salami. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that
It,
would be okay.
but I will say that eggplants should be grilled eggplants.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So then it's very good. Yeah.
I might try that
So
at some point, and then
yeah.
I'll take
Now,
a
now,
picture
now
and
that you put those combination, you need to try, and also to take a photo and tag Metal
yeah,
Pizza.
for sure, for
That's
sure,
what
we
you
will
need
do
to
that.
do.
Next
But
time
now,
we're yeah, next time
yeah,
we're together with the band at a kind of somewhere away, we'll do that
yeah,
together.
yeah. But now there is the question that the previous guest left,
Okay,
and the question is if
who was it, by the
and
way?
Yussi from Where's My Bible
Okay,
was the whole band was in there, but he was the one that asked this, and the question is if and why.
if and why? Then yes, and why not?
That's a good answer. Yeah, and now it's your time for leave a question for the next.
Okay, so do we have any idea who the next one is going to be, or is it a secret?
Um, I cannot tell you,
Okay,
but it's going to be a band,
it's
so
going to be
there
a
are
band.
more.
Okay, so let's say um can it be a two-parter as well, like the previous one?
Yes.
Okay, so if it's gonna be multiple people, let's say which one of you is the best and why?
Nice one.
and then see if that band is still there after the end of the interview.
Let's hope that they are not got into fire, that they are not going to get into
Yeah,
fire. A fire fight. What I'm
yeah.
saying? Fire. What?
Let's hope both,
Whatever.
none of those things. No, they
Yeah,
don't set a
yeah, none
fire
of those.
or start a fight. Yeah,
Yeah.
but if they do, let me know because I would love to see that.
I think that it could be an highlight from the Metal Pizza episode. But yeah. So we are at the end of this episode. Thank you so much for being my guest.
Thank you very
Uh,
much. It was fun.
yeah. Would you like to say something to people that are watching or listening this?
For sure. So, when is this coming out? Do you know?
Uh, Tomorrow, actually.
Oh, that's cool. Okay then.
Yeah.
So, well, thanks for listening. The Blade Part One, our next single, is coming out on the 16th of January. Goes pre-save it now. It's already available for pre-saves. You can find the link in our Instagram. Go follow us on Instagram, Threads, Facebook. Um, we're not on TikTok, so don't try there. Um, Thieves in the Night, the full album is dropping on the 31st of January. Pre-saves are going to be available for that as well. Listen to it. We will let people know in our socials when and how to order the limited edition um, cassette tapes or CDRs. We might put out an actual like pre-order uh, available for people. But yeah, those are coming up 16th of January. The Blade Part One and the full album on the 31st, and then come see us on tour. Thieves on tour all of this spring, pretty much almost everywhere. Helsinki and the surrounding places you'll have to wait until after summer, but we'll be coming. Don't stress about that. And yeah, starting from Seinäjoki on the 8th of February, and go see our live dates. Those are also on our website neverfade.fi or Instagram at Neverfade Finland. Thank you
Thank you.
so much.